Well, I am the director of Viento de Agua, which is a group that started in New York City, 1997. I think that we took the ideas of Cortijo, latest albums of Cortijo, La Máquina del Tiempo and El Sueño del Maestro, and we are trying to take that as our foundation to develop the music that we want to bring out, which is Bomba and Plena, but in the different setting. You know, we use a drum set and a very orthodox brass section in where there is only one instrument each, one trombone, one baritone, one alto, one trumpet, and then the traditional drummings of La Bomba and La Plena. And in addition to that, and you have the experience last night, we also have, because we need to diversify in this time, you know, we have a smaller ensemble called La Máquina Insular, which locally you the site where you live in San Francisco is going to have the experience to see next year when we go there with Miguel Zenon. And in that setting, we just play Bombas and Plena raw, straight up, no gimmicks, just vocals and the traditional drumming, which is very distant from what you are going to experience later on today with the big ensemble.
Now, Bomba and Plena is the traditional music of Puerto Rico, and like many cultural traditions, was beginning to become lost among young people as more popular music came about. You have been one of the major proponents of not only Bomba and Plena on the island, but educating the island about its own roots and culture through the events that you held over the last few years. Tell us about those.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Bomba and Plena is indigenous to the people of Puerto Rico, especially people from African descent. We need to make that recognition. And again, as you also said, before in the 50s or even a little bit after that, when Cortijo, Maelo and Mon were really popular, Bomba and Plena was as popular as any other form of music in Puerto Rico. But then in the 70s, 80s, there was a huge decay. And when I came back in 2003, I realized that there was also a few Bomba and Plena groups playing, but basically on stage, and none of this music alive in the streets. I mean, the traditional families like Cepedas, Ayalas, Alduen, they were playing, of course, they are the keepers. But in addition to that, there was not alive music, not music being played in the street corners of the traditional barrios. So what we did is that we created, me and Richard Martinez and also some other brothers of La Plena created what we call Plenazos Callejeros, which is a gathering that we put together a Saturday of a month in different parts of the island. And this started really, really, really small, but it took off. And nowadays we are no longer doing those, but you can find a Plenazo Callejero at least 3 or 4 every weekend. So, you know, the seed is being producing amazing stuff. And it was for us a very incredible experience, because the masters of the tradition that were alive, that like Angel Luis Torruellas, like Don Modesto Cepeda and many others, started to attend these events. So they were validating our effort, and not only that, they were sharing and passing out the information to this new generation of pleneros that was coming up with plenazos. And as I said, now it's spread and it's kicking and alive. So I am very humbled to be a part of that. And let me just clarify that I am also an LP, so I am representative of LP.
Of course you are, and we're proud of your work. Now, you basically led to a renaissance of Bomba and Plena here on the island. Young people now know their cultural heritage. Tell me about a couple of future projects that you're working on right now.
Well, right now, our main focus is towards our new album that we are putting together. We don't have any label. This is how we call it,
self-published work.
Yeah, the La Manga production is how we call it. So it's growing in our home, and we put it together in small, humble studios. But the quality, that is right there. So we should have our next album by the fall, and then we are also working with the municipality of San Juan in trying to be a part of a community development in where we are going to be like a custodian of the space, where we are going to be teaching kids from Villa Palmera, trying to put together an ensemble of young pleneros and bomberos from Villa Palmeras, and hopefully, you know, who knows after that. Also next year we are going to the San Jose Jazz Fest, as I told you, with the smaller ensemble as a part of Miguel Zenón Esta Plena project. So we should meet, that's in May. So, I mean, those are the projects that we have now on hand.
And you said the San Jose Jazz Festival, you actually meant the San Francisco Jazz Festival with Miguel Zenón.
Exactly.
But we're definitely going to try to have, see if we can have San Jose enjoy you as well. Now, Latin percussion is known for being a line of instruments that are played by the best players in the world, but also people who aspire to be the best players in the world. What advice would you give a young musician or an old musician that wants to develop and grow in their craft and in their art?
Well, I think that the main thing is education. Even accomplished musicians, they are always going back to the notebooks, to the rehearsal room, because they want to keep it up or they want to expand on that. So I think that if you are into Bomba and Plena, the best thing is the first thing should be buy a couple of CDs and start listening to Pleneros del Quinto Olivo, start listening to Cortijo and Maelo, start listening to other groups from Puerto Rico. That would be my first advice. And also try to visit with some of the masters who are still alive, because those are going to be those are the carriers of the knowledge, and without that knowledge you cannot establish a good foundation. After you know that and you listen to those albums, then it's on you, on your practice and on your commitment. And if you're committed, anything is possible, because I am a humble fellow from a humble family from Villa Palmera. I would never thought that I would be traveling or doing stuff with my small pandereta that I got as a 3 Kings Day kid from my grandpa. And look at me now, I've been very blessed and lucky. I have had the chance to represent Puerto Rico in 5 different continents. I'm playing with some of the masters like Eric Palmieri, like Miguel Zenón and David Sanchez. So what else can you ask? Just committed, and that's it.
Well, Hector Tito Matos, de Viento de Agua, part of the Latin percussion family. We're very proud to have you here in Hatillo, Puerto Rico, gozándola, having a good time. Muchas gracias.
Blessings to you all.